Hey guys, and welcome to Thursday. Just got back from work and back from a Walmart run. I'm back kind of on the later side than I usually would be. I actually left around 5, and now it's 6:30. I did go to, like I said, go to Walmart, and I took some food to Giselle, who is working nice and late tonight, which is fun. She seems to. I saw her and gave her food, and she seemed to be having a good day. And days seem to be going by nice and quickly, which is good. She gets like a half-hour break, and then 2 10-minute breaks on these longer shifts, which is definitely very nice and helpful. Because before she wasn't really getting breaks at all, except for like a very tiny little break towards the end. Anyway, so I'm gonna do some stuff. Probably eat something. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm kind of just like up in the air with what I'm doing food-wise right at the moment. I'm gonna go to the grocery store tomorrow, and with Giselle's new schedule in mind, kind of plan out what the next week might look like food-wise, because I don't really feel like making anything right now, but I also don't want to eat anything really unhealthy. Like frozen, we don't really have anything like that at the moment. We have like fried fish. That's probably what I'll eat, like frozen fried fish, which is not the worst thing in the world, but definitely not the best in the slightest. We do have some vegetables as well, which I guess I can try to make up something with that, but I definitely want to try and make the next week of eating a good one. And this past week has been kind of weird with that, because I've been coming home and not really sure what to do, and just kind of, I haven't really been eating all that much, which is weird for me. I usually overeat instead of undereat, which I feel like I've undereaten the past few days, which is kind of accounted for a slight lack of energy, I feel like. But don't want that to happen too often, so yeah, I need to keep my energy up, but also make food that isn't super annoying to make / isn't too bad for me. So I'm going to have to figure some stuff out for the next week when I go to the grocery store tomorrow, because Giselle works until like 6 something, so I'll get off work and then go to the grocery store right after work and then go get her, so I don't have to come back home and then go get her again or stay at work until 6 or whatever. I can go to the grocery store. So anyway, so we kind of can scratch some of the stuff that I was saying earlier, and some of the stuff we've been saying this past week or so. In that, earlier I was talking about that I was trying to think of some things that I could do for food for the nighttime, that's all because Giselle's was gonna be having a new schedule, closing until 9 a lot of nights now. Now that she was training to become assistant manager, and this is a thing that we've talked about a bunch, and so we were both like prepared for it, but it's not necessarily our ideal situation, and so she was gonna be working until 9 a lot of nights, and so I would have to kind of figure out food stuff, like figure out dinner, and so I was kind of a little bit worrying about that earlier, but we kind of so I picked up Giselle earlier, and like a few hours ago. It's just later now, and she's asleep already. Another tiring day, but basically, the assistant manager thing. Her manager at this place has been talking to her about it for a while, because he thought she'd be really good for it, because he saw that she was doing a lot of really great stuff. She was like very serious about everything. She was just doing a very good job, and always knew what she was supposed to be doing, and would just be able to do things without necessarily being told, or if she was told to do stuff, she'd be able to do it nicely and efficiently and quickly and just really well, and everything she was doing was great, and he saw that, and they were going to be losing an assistant manager soon, and so he was thinking about having her become that, and so finally he just kind of like offered that to finally start happening, and the training was about to start happening, and it's kind of been happening for the past few days, and but she took this like online thing that you have to like fill out whenever you apply for something, so it was like an internal application, but it was still like an application, so she had to put it in, and she had to like do all those like questionnaire things, and something was off about that apparently, and I think like her manager doesn't really at all agree with this decision, but apparently his boss feels that Giselle shouldn't be given the position based on whatever was in her application for whatever reason, which we don't really understand, and obviously it was kind of upsetting. So, I mean, the gist of it is that she didn't get the job that we thought she was going to. Uh, so it's a little bit disappointing for her specifically. Obviously, she was kind of feeling very disappointed, but also she was told after I saw her earlier, and then when I came and picked her up, she told me her manager had told her not too long before she actually came out, and it came to the car when I picked her up, and she had some more time to think about it after a little bit and before she went to bed, and she's still very optimistic about like finding something else now, because before this assistant manager thing was popping up again this time around, she was like, I might want to like switch jobs or find something else because this just isn't really cutting it for me. They're not really giving me any hours. And then the assistant manager thing came along, and that was going to give a lot of more hours, and it was going to be really good. And that's like what she feels she really wants is to get more out of the time she's putting in, and she wasn't really feeling like she was getting that. So basically, while she's not too happy about it, obviously, it's not a total loss, because I think, and me and her were talking about this, she's coming to realize that like maybe this is a good thing. Like this is not necessarily something that she really really wanted. It was just something that would have made it better and would have kept her there. But we'll see what happens with this. She's gonna keep working there as just the same job she has, going back to the old hours she had before, and I think she's gonna start looking for something else, somewhere else to work. And it's definitely disappointing, I think, for her to have that happen. And although she is feeling not like completely down, like she is feeling from when we were talking after when we got back home and stuff about it and stuff, she was feeling like, okay, this is definitely like, I think I'm gonna look for something else. Like I feel like this is my time there is done, and I should start looking for something else and look for something better. And so maybe it'll end up being a good thing. And so that's the way we're gonna go forward thinking about it. She'll keep working there until she finds something else, and so she's gonna keep looking for something else, and hopefully it'll be able to get her more hours, the hours that she wants, and the hours that'll help us more financially, and hopefully it'll all work out. And yeah, so not so great news. I literally just the other day was a vlog that was towards the end was kind of like heavily about her starting to train for assistant manager, and while she was excited for that, it was not necessarily something that she really 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 wanted. It was something that was kind of like felt like a necessity to be able to stay at this place, and now that it's not there anymore, she feels okay with everything and is okay with moving on to something else. So we'll see what happens in the very near future. We'll keep our fingers crossed, obviously, and we'll let you guys know what happens. But I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support, and we will see you tomorrow.